Hello, Star Wars fans. Hey, there's 325 days until Christmas 2022. Oh, and we're going to have a fun talk today. We've got my friend, a Magic Maker, with us here. So, a Magic Maker, let's bring you in. So, oh, look, a Magic Maker has an avatar. Look at that.
Woo!
Things are working. Very good. How are you doing, my friend?
I'm doing good. You know what I actually need to do is I actually need to activate the camera and put on my Mando armor so that it looks like the whole thing. I just need a mic inside my helmet. That way
Yeah.
I can talk to a Mando.
I've got a lapel mic in my drawer here, and that would work out perfectly.
Yes, that would. That's probably what I need.
Yeah.
You got a throat mic, so it sits right on my throat.
That'd be great. This week we're going to do it differently. We're going to save the Book of Boba Fett discussion until after we cover the other stuff.
Oh, what?
Because what happens is we get so involved in the discussion that we have a hard time fitting the other stuff in. So
That's true.
I want to try
the other stuff. We'd get wrapped around that too.
Well, that's true. So
we might not get to the Book of Boba Fett. So either way, we don't do enough talking prior, so that when we get here, we're always like, oh, and this, oh, and this too, and I was thinking about that, and so we just never get to whatever other topics were.
That's true. I think we can make it this time, though. I think we're in good shape this time. So I want to start off with a little bit of news, and we can cover it. This one here is pretty straightforward. There was this report came out from that hashtag show, and again, that hashtag show, they're hit and miss on their news. Not always spot on, but
not quite like zero, but
right. Way better than we got this covered. Right, way better than we got this covered. But still, yet sometimes they jump on stories that don't really have legs. So. This one is interesting because Lost Stars, Claudia Gray, that's many people's favorite author and one of their favorite books. It would be very interesting to see them start to adapt novels into animation, and if this is like a test of it, or if they might do it with several, that would be fascinating.
I actually kind of would champion this idea. I mean, I think the problem is Disney discovering that the novel business isn't as big as they thought it was, and the reason being is because they're putting out a lot of material. So the Legends or the EU was all we had for Star Wars for the longest time. So if you wanted Star Wars content, you had to read the novels. But now that we have so much Star Wars content, and it really is a lot more than we ever had, when I was in my 20s and teens, and so we had to read in order to maintain our connection. So I mean, now that it's we have all this other stuff, I think they're finding that the volume that they thought they would get out of the sales from whether it's comic books or novels is not as much.
Yeah, and that's always sort of been the case too. Like. And we've talked about this several times. There's a hierarchy to consumption, and you're always going to hit more on live action than animated. You're going to hit more on animated than written. It's just the consumer preferences. So,
right. And I'm saying that even with that hierarchy is even less.
Sure.
Because they produce. I mean, that gap now has grown.
Yeah,
because they produce so much more, live or animated content.
Well, and I just say over time that tends to bear itself out as well. Like as generations grow, there's less people who big readers and more people who watch. It's just that sort of it's a trend. And you're absolutely right. With so much Star Wars content available to us, especially in this year, 2022. If they were to take some of the best-selling novels, maybe you don't do an animated show on every, I mean, that'd be a lot, but maybe you do one on some of the best sellers, and this one certainly qualifies, and we might be able to get other canon and non-canon. I'm still a proponent of bringing some of the EU, some of the stuff that's now labeled Legends, bringing that in as still Legends, and allowing those stories to continue under that Legends banner. I see no downside to that.
Yeah, I don't see a downside of that either. And the thing is, one thing I like about the idea of Legends is that you can cover some aspects that tie into what we see now, but so you actually get to see what really happened versus what story gets passed across the galaxy, which is kind of how I perceive Legends as being, a version of the telephone game.
Yeah, and Wayne, I think you're talking about something that we might get, right? Animated High Republic, High Republic Adventures kind of series, where you can take some of the comics, some of the books, and explore that. I also like, we've talked about doing the Old Republic, KOTOR kind of things. You could absolutely do that as well. Hey, Jason Ward is here. You guys, do me a huge favor, if you would. Put a like on the video. Consider sharing it out. Let folks know that what we're doing here. And, I stopped in this morning and was visiting Hello Greedo's live chat this morning. And he said he likes to listen to live streams. He ran across the channel just a couple weeks ago, or a week ago, recently, he said, and listened to the show. So Hello Greedo, one of the big names in the Star Wars YouTube space, listen to one of our shows. I don't know which one, but by you guys clicking on the like and sharing it out, it helps raise it so that folks like Greedo see it, and maybe others, and we get other folks to join the conversation. So thank you so much for that. Appreciate it. And you know what else is? I was contacted by Man on the Moon. Man on the Moon IM me or DM me and said that he has had to resubscribe to my channel 3 times because it keeps getting taken off. And so, just check. That'd be great. Yes.
So controversial, Sam.
Well, I hang out.
Stop causing controversy, and they won't unsubscribe you.
I know. People get mad at. We have this whole elves right movement going, and we get people like Mark Hamilton in here. See, there he is, right there. Smash like for elves rights. Right, we've got this elves rights movement that's trying to cancel Santa. So don't let them win. Don't let these elves rights people win. You got to like the stream, or maybe I've got it backwards. I don't know. Oh, so much fun. Yeah. So
just like we'll do just as much as a like. It just doesn't.
Oh yeah.
Do very good for our egos.
It's interactions. Interactions with the stream help raise
it. Our egos, but it does as much.
Yes. And so yeah, I love the idea. Now I don't know that this comes to us from the hashtag show. Maybe it's true, maybe it's not. But let's hope that maybe they do pick up on some of the best sellers from Legends, the EU, and from Canon, and give us more Star Wars in those stories in a way that more people will see them. So
to be honest with you, as much fan stuff as we're seeing from things like with this Unreal Engine, and as fast as people are putting it out, I mean, like you're talking like 2 and 3 people putting out 5 and 10 minutes worth of stuff, in a fairly short period of time. I mean, if you imagine if you had a whole studio of people doing that on that, I mean,
oh yeah.
Once you have your templates, I think it would go pretty fast. I mean, again, I'm not an expert in Unreal Engine, and something I'm still trying to get my, learn the basics of. But, it seems to me that once people get their templates and once they get their aspects down, I mean, and for a show like that, they could easily start producing animated content really fast. And I'm sure there's other things that the studios can use that are just as good and just as fast as Unreal Engine. And,
yeah, because it comes down to cost at some point, right? And,
right.
And it's famously known that Lucas was losing money on the Clone Wars animated series because they were so expensive to create. But those costs have been coming down over time. And as you mentioned, that Unreal Engine, we're going to look at one here in just a moment. But they should be able to produce things more quickly and more economically. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, and I think that will give us a lot more content over time. I mean, and the thing is, like, if we're getting series after series after series of animated content, you'll be able to pick and choose the era you like almost, and say, well, I don't like that new stuff. I like the old stuff, or whatever it is, you know.
Right.
And
Right.
I mean, it'll be almost overwhelming, I think, and it's kind of exciting. I mean, imagine if you were an expert in all that, man. You're not doing anything but watching TV all day.
Oh boy. Let me go on to this next story, because I'm dying to talk about this last episode of Book of Boba Fett with you. But our folks over at Hasbro, they're having a Star Wars Fan First Wednesday next week, and that might tie in really closely to the end of the Book of Boba Fett. A lot of the rumors are that this last episode is going to have as many character cameos, introductions, new, folks added that we've seen in the whole season. We might get all kinds of folks that we recognize in this finale. Maybe we won't. Maybe we'll only see the folks that we've already seen. But having this come on the same day as the season finale of the Book of Boba Fett could be very exciting. Now, if you followed the channel very long, don't get your hopes up too high, my friends. It's still Hasbro. It's still Hasbro. Let's be real. Well, one thing that Hasbro does is they do repaints. We've already got 2 different versions of Boba Fett in the Black Series from the same episode of the same show. So just chill. We'll see. So there's a lot of that. But look for next Wednesday, and a bonus live stream will be covering this Fan First Wednesday event. And we'll see if we can get some of our favorite guests to come in and talk about the releases. So look for that. All right. The moment that you and I and everybody's been waiting for, the fan film. No. You thought I was going to say Boba Fett, didn't you? No. The fan film. Now, a Magic Maker, you want to set this up for us?
So yeah, this is actually we've actually watched one of their stuff already. This is a return back to the same makers, and they go by the web series, and so this is their second one, same templates they used before. If you're a big fan of Red versus Blue and their initial setup, I think you'll enjoy this. Don't have your young children around when you watch this. This is not kid friendly, but man, it is funny.
It is hilarious. I'm going to go ahead and hit play. I've got it muted, but you guys, the link to this is in the description below. So please, as we always ask, go out to this channel. Put a like on the video for them. Let them know that we've been here. Maybe a comment if you like, but also just support these content makers. And again, this is the Unreal Engine. It looks fantastic. Why am I not seeing the closed caption? There we go. Hold on. I gotta restart it. You guys got to see what it says. We get blank, 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 blank. These are curse words. These they're actually talking. But YouTube is censoring it in the words. So this is a great. We get 2 guys here, that 2 stormtroopers that kind of get knocked off of the main battlefield, and they're like, "What's going on?" And so the guy seated is like more realistic. He's like, "Oh man, this sucks." Right? The guy standing is the comedy. Right, like, so the guy seated, it plays the straight man to the other guy. It's very funny. I watched this. It's absolutely hilarious. It is hilarious.
Should we find out for new orders? What are you doing? I'm waiting here for new orders.
Yeah. It's right. Right. And so the guy here, he's talking about style and stuff. It's funny. He said, I heard these guys were ragtags, that they were not very well organized, but they're kind of kicking our butts. And I like their style, man. I like
And they're stylish.
their uniforms are snappy. It is so funny. It's really good. Hey, Meg's here. Kindle's watching it with the audio now. He's dying. It is hilarious. Here's the discussion about why things are called an X-wing and E-wing. It's a B-wing because it looks like a blade. He's like, oh man, couldn't be more T-shirt. And so they're making fun of it's a little meta here, right? They're making fun of Star Wars at the same time, kind of giving it this great story. It's so much fun.
So this is if you follow this is the same guy from last time. The new guy with the first one.
Good thing our armor's blaster proof. And he's like, what? Wait. You mean
they told this from medium light weapons.
Yeah, they told us it'd protect us. Oh man, I'm not blaster proof. This is plaster, but blaster proof. I'm running around in shiny Tupperware. Hilarious.
That's meta right there. That's a meta line right there.
So a shiny Tupperware. Wait for the glow stick. Yeah. So here there's somebody out. There's a Jedi out there. We learned that it's we learned that it's Luke Skywalker, and this guy, he's taunting them from the sides, and he's like, "Oh, wait, is he allowed to do that?" It's really good. This is again, not kid friendly with the language. And YouTube allowed
for a mile.
right. And then he starts thinking, oh, wait a second. He's just some little skinny blonde kid. I think I can take him. And it's like, wait.
You didn't see that arm fly for a mile?
I'm pretty sure I can take him. And the guy says, no, you can't. Well, no, I he looks like a wimp. I can definitely take him. And the guy's like, yeah, no, don't do it. And he's like, no, I'm going to do it. He's building himself up.
I like their iTunes Palpatunes.
Yeah. So he goes up. This guy shoots him. He's like, no. He shot me. He's like, no, I didn't. No, I didn't. Yes, you did. No, I didn't. Oh my goodness! So and then he tells him, "Here's your story. This is what you're going to say," and he agrees to it.
He's like, "I'm going to go. You just shot me leg." He says, you do have another leg."
Yeah. So again, we're kind of enjoying the humor, the comedy, but don't lose sight that this is an Unreal Engine. This is all computer generated animation, right?
Yep, every bit of it. And we have the same two voices that was done in the first one, and we're sitting right here. I mean, it's limited, but it's really good.
Yeah, they're really good. I enjoyed it a lot. So, you guys, please go check out there's a link in there.
Now you'll see it. You'll want to share it with your friends because it's a good laugh.
Oh my goodness. So I'm watching the chat. You guys, you're having fun. Meg's here at Star Wars Meg, the real Meg. So good to see you again, Meg. And I've got my Mega mug right here. We're ready to cover that. We're getting ice storms here today, to be followed by snow. So we get ice and then snow on top of the ice. It's getting.
I have rain and 70-degree weather.
Oh, Hey, Star Wars Fits. Thank you so much for the super chat, my friend. He gave an emoji, and it kind of cracks me up where it gives us lemon character running and then kneeling on the floor with a slice of lemon appearing behind him. So thank you that. Thank you for that. And we've got, not only do we have the real Star Wars Meg in the chat, we have the real Jason Ward in the chat too, from Making Star Wars .net. Jason, I came into Jason's live stream yesterday, had fun chatting with him and Sketchcraft Rob, but and we talked a lot about the episode, this last episode of the Book of Boba Fett. What was your first take on it?
I really liked it. It's a lot of story that I felt like I needed. So I mean, it's like it's still not really dealing much with Boba Fett, but still, it's a lot of the story that everybody's been wanting to know and been wanting to follow up on. And I think you were right. It's showing that you were right on the money with Paper Moon, or yeah.
Yep. Yeah, I think I think they're telegraphing it, and a lot of people try to second guess the telegraphing, but so far they played it very straight. Like, hey, Luke Skywalker's going to be in the next episode, and son of a gun, who's in the next episode? Or, they telegraph Din Djarin next episode. Din Djarin's in the next episode. It's telegraphed, right? It's not like a feint. They're not trying to.
They're not faking you out, that's for sure.
Yeah, they're not faking anybody out. It's very much telegraphing next play. We're going to run the ball up the middle.
Yeah, I was thinking my only surprise was Ahsoka. I didn't expect Ahsoka in there.
Yeah, I didn't expect Ahsoka either, but it was fantastic, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, and fans getting excited because Filoni throws the characters in, and yet Boba Fett. Oh, well, we'll talk about this a little bit, Meg. I think that's a little exaggerated, my friend. I think that's a little exaggerated. I think they're setting it up. Mark, we should drink a game every time Paper Moon gets mentioned. Well, Meg, you're being
at least one drink per.
Meg's being very salty. Yeah, very salty. Look, I think it is building. I think it does have a plot. I think that it's laying everything out perfectly, and that we're going to see it come together in the final episode. And I've been talking with my friend Will Morgan from Meta Egg. He's in the chat here. I saw him, Willie Will, in the or is he in here as Will Morgan? He's on Discord as Willie Will, and he's here as Will Morgan, and he has a channel called Meta Egg, and Will and I have been talking a lot about Lord of the Rings. Right, we've been talking about Lord of the Rings a lot because one is that we see that chainmail, right? The made for a tiny person.
Oh yeah, the mithril.
Like mithril.
We have our Bilbo. Oh, well, I guess the Bilbo, and then also our Frodo, I guess.
Yeah, and it feels to me like we're getting a perfect Lord of the Rings setup, and again, credit to Will Morgan for kind of planting the seed and really going, kind of watering it, help it grow, because I can see Meg. You got to be kidding me! You haven't seen Lord of the Rings? I know you're Star Wars Meg, not Lord of the Rings Meg. You're not Marvel Meg. You are Star Wars Meg. But you can't have. You can take other media in. It doesn't mean that you're only allowed to watch Star Wars. You are allowed to watch other things. You can do it. Yeah. So I really, and I talked about this on Jason's live stream yesterday. That they could almost be setting up a battle of five armies here, and the reason we saw the first half of this series or season, him with the Tuscans, is that they're going to come in much like the Ghost armies did, right? Aragorn goes and he visits the ghosts and gets them to claim allegiance to him, right? And the ghosts for a long time were seen as troublemakers, right? You go in there, you die. Tuskens have been seen as just kind of mindless creatures until Mando and Boba Fett, and we see that they are, an actual tribe. There's a lot of things that go to like Native Americans or Native peoples, but we do see a lot of that, and I think we could see in the finale perhaps something setting up where the battle isn't going so well. The Pikes may have the upper hand, and then in ride the Tuskens, much like we had the ghosts come in and run cleanup.
Right, in the Return of the King. So
Right.
yeah,
Right.
I mean, I definitely think that there's a reason why Grogu's getting his armor. So I think we're probably going to see something with that. I mean, that'll be like the Frodo with the troll, and of course that's a lightsaber. Someone will stab Grogu at some point, and that's going to save his life. So I think that's coming. And,
Yeah.
so without it, I mean that you don't show this to let that happen. So yes, I think that's probably true. I agree with you that they're setting this up, and the reason I think that because they purposely reminded us of the crate dragon as we're flying up to Freetown,
Yep.
and so that reminded us back to where these people came together and all that. So, and there was definitely some thinking by the bartender in that last little piece. And so I think, yes, I think you're on track with that. And I think they purposely put those little pieces in there to remind us that one, Mando knows how to talk to them. He's familiar with them. And we now know Boba Fett is also.
Yeah, and we get drops of wizard throughout the season, right? we have a space wizard with Luke Skywalker. You have in Lord of the Rings, you've got of course Gandalf, the wizard, and you've got the small person with the mail, right? The Mithril. You're going to have a Grogu with the Beskar mail. That's smeared. And in this episode, we saw Luke go up to the top of the bamboo trees, and he's looking out, much like we saw in Lord of the Rings, where they go up to the top of the trees and they're looking out. Right? There's tons. Yeah, from The Hobbit, right? So I don't know if it'll truly be. I think it's not obviously it's not a retelling of The Hobbit or Lord of the Rings, but we see a lot of those same sort of imagery. We see the same sort of things setting up, and where Boba Fett and Meg's being funny in the chat, but Boba Fett is gaining allegiance from all of these groups, the Tuskens. The people in Freetown, the people in Din has the folks from Freetown, but and then Din also with some of the Tuskens, but between Din and Boba Fett, they've been raising allegiance.
Darwin, Legolas,
maybe, absolutely, maybe that makes sense, right?
Boba Fett is Aragorn.
Yes. Exactly. Boba Fett would be Aragon, right? And Grogu's a hobbit. It could absolutely be. It could be.
Is a dwarf. It's Gimli.
It could be. Hey, my friend Trucker Mark, good to see you on the road again. I hope the weather is good where you are. But yeah, we could see very very much parallels to the five armies, right? Tuskens. You got Tuskens, you got humans, right? The people from Freetown. You've got the Mod Gang, right? You've got
Helm's Deep.
Black Chrysanthemum. All right. It could be some sort of
battle occurs at Jabba's palace.
Yeah, Helm's Deep.
Tuskens come riding in at the end.
Oh, it could be. It could be the Battle of Helm's Deep, and like I said, with the ghost armies coming in at the end, right?
Well, in that one, it was the Riders of Rohan.
Sure.
Them, right.
Sure. And that's what I mean. It may not be exactly. Ricky LaFleur, throwing a little shade at Meg. I appreciate that. Wait, Meg, you're British and you don't know the great J.R.R. Tolkien. What kind of Brit are you? No, I give her a hard time. We tease.
It's
We
a
tease.
fake accent.
It's a fake accent. Oh, Meg, I can't wait till tomorrow because
She's really French.
she get what? Oh, you don't know how right you are. Wait a second. You just put that out there. Actually, she does have a claim to. I think she's got dual citizenship. Actually, if I'm not wrong. I think her mother is. I think her mother is French. Is that right, Meg? If I'm remembering right. No, you're not cringe. You're French. French, he said. French, not cringe. He said, she is like half French.
So she's French and you're a silly Knigget?
Yeah, and she's in London. But
go away before I don't do it a second time.
Don't do it a second. Yeah. I'll taunt you again. Yeah. So, for French, French, like from France. Oh my goodness. No.
She's a frog.
No. I love Meg. Absolutely love. I got my Mega mug right here. You know, if you don't have a Mega mug, you should go out to Meg's channel, and you should go to her. Web store, and get yourself a Mega mug. That is far too small. My Mega mug is too small. Whatever happened to the larger Mega mugs, Mega jugs, or whatever, Meg? We need to know.
I need Mega jugs. Yeah.
I know. I need larger Mega mug. I need a. It's a miniature Mega mug. It's too small. I need a larger one. But and
you should have round ones, and then you just call them Meg's jugs.
You know, that would work. That would absolutely work. And the other part is you're hearing the Hoth ambience in the background. That comes to us from Meg's Cantina. That's Meg's second channel, and you should be subscribed there. And you can listen to this fantastic kind of ambience. And Meg has given us I just read Fanjector's chat. I shouldn't have done that. Oh my goodness! You should subscribe to Meg's Cantina too. You get this fantastic kind of ambience music, and she's got some original works on there. She is a musician as well. Meg is a little of all the good stuff. So
jack of all trades, huh?
She's fantastic. She's the best.
Master of none, except for her channel.
And as I mentioned on another live stream I did over the weekend, my very favorite breakdown of all in the entire Star Wars YouTube space are Meg's breakdowns. I get I get excited when her videos post, and it's fantastic. So there you have it.
And while we're talking about subscribing and checking out other people's channels, share this so that if you're enjoying it, other people can enjoy it with you.
That would be great. That would be great. And yes, Star Wars fits. Yes. So you guys. So this episode 6 of the Book of Boba Fett. Again, only a cameo of Boba Fett in the episode. Right? He did show up, which was he had twice the amount of airtime he did in the one before, which was none.
Well, that would be 0 then.
Right. He had
0.
He had a great. He only showed up for a little bit there, but we do live watch parties at 7:30 a.m. Eastern on Wednesday mornings, and we talk about the episode, and then there are predictions. You can put in predictions for what you think is going to happen in the next episode, and if you get as many points or more, you get as many correct or more than Santa, then you go on the Wall of Fame. And you'll see in the Wall of Fame here, my friend Lunga is in here, and our good friend our good friend Jason Ward for the Making Star Wars is here. Star Wars Fits in the channel. Brent and Daniel Darth Chaos. We've got a lot of folks who support us. Kendall, Normies to Nerds is there. All these folks. You know who's not there? You know who's not in the Wall of Fame? Sheev the Wise. That's who. That's who. Sheev the Wise.
You worse than me.
Yeah.
When you end up on the Wall of Shame.
You do, and we've had people show up in the Wall of Shame. I don't.
He doesn't really
put.
post it.
Yeah, I don't embarrass them by telling, unless it's Sheev. If it's Sheev, then I have no problem at all saying, "Oh, Wall of Shame, Wall of Shame." But Mark Hamilton is actually our high score for the week with 16 out of 20. So good job, Mark. Good to see you here. Mike Porter on the Wall of Shame. We do have a number of people who did not make it onto the Wall of Fame, but we have a really good time. Yes, Kendall beat Sheev this week, so there you have it.
I think that he cheated me out of some points.
We were talking about that before. So a Magic Maker with 11, just 11.
Bad this time, but I think I was cheated out of at least one.
We were kind of debating that because one of the questions was we would see another clone, like Rex or the Bad Batch, somebody like that, right?
And I clearly interpreted that as meaning a known clone, not just any clone like from the Clone Wars. So yes. So I think that that one you said you interpreted it yesterday as being any clone beforehand. You clearly thought it was also a known clone.
I did think that because I specifically put in there in the example Rex, the Bad Batch, etc. But when we saw the flashback scene and you see the clone troopers shooting down Jedi.
Yeah, I mean that's the point, right? The point that we were talking about was what we were talking about. Otherwise, why give examples? Because then any clone can be it, right?
Right.
And so I think that should have been 1 point for me. But that said, we all know that this whole thing's rigged for you anyway to win.
Oh, Fanjecture is in the chat. Adam Douglas from Fanjecture. We don't want to steal any of his thunder. If anything's rigged, it's on Fanjecture's channel. Fanjecture is known for being rigged.
Still rigging from other people.
and those who have been around a lot know that Fanjecture is one of my mentors. One of the guys that I look up to and really respect. He does a great job, and I love. I love Adam's content, and so maybe the
copying, right?
maybe the rigged part kind of rubbed off. I don't know, but oh my goodness! Oh no, I see somebody else in the chat who has come in to cause trouble. We got another troublemaker in the chat. It's not Mike Porter. Mike Porter is fantastic, dude. I love Mike Porter. He's not on the Wall of Shame, but I am in a hall going towards the bathroom. So thank you for the super chat, Mike Porter. When I talk about troublemakers, one of the chief troublemakers that are good friends of mine is Zuvia. You guys may know him as Martin Martin Keeler. He's a Black Series figure collector, and I hope to have him on my channel next week for the Hasbro FanFest Wednesday. But Martin Keeler's cohort in crime, somebody who has actually helped me with getting some figures that are hard to get here in the U.S., is David Tree. And he has a collector store, all the cool stuff over there in the UK. If you guys need Star Wars figures, get them from this dude. All the cool stuff. He's actually got, for pre-order now, the Black Series Boba Fett that you can't pre-order in the US yet because Walmart can't get their act together. So you could get all the cool stuff. If you're in the UK, you can pre-order that figure. And he's giving me a hard time about not playing the trombone. I play the trombone when you're not here, David. So you're here. Too bad for you. Too bad.
It only does it off screen.
Yeah, when if Martin's
It's
not
my life.
here, then I'll play the trombone.
He
But
does he plays trombone to me all the time.
talking to you would think if you butter somebody up enough that they would let you off the hook. But he says, "Thank you, but this does not get you out of playing trombone." We'll see. We'll see.
All
David
right,
Treat.
so let's look at some predictions then, as we're thinking about what the next episode's going to be. So
Yeah,
I have a
let me.
question. Do
Yeah, I'm
you
going to
think
open up the
Luke
predictions
or
so that
Ahsoka is going to be in the next battle against the Pikes?
I don't think Ahsoka will be in there. Hold on a
Okay,
second. I
so
guess so.
Ahsoka no, Luke yes.
Well, let me bring up the since you asked, let me bring this up and we'll bring up the predictions for him for next week,
Mm-hmm.
and just so people can see the questions, and so yeah, so people bring up it's a trick of mark. People complain about Boba Fett talking too much, and now he's not in there enough. All right, right. So
It's because it's called Book of Boba Fett. We don't have any Boba Fett.
Jason Ward picking up on David's trouble. I'm getting echo back from you all of a sudden. But here we go in the predictions. Boba Fett kills someone or Finnick kills someone. Now this has been your downfall the last 2
It
weeks.
has been actually. There's a bunch in here that running those. I've assumed that we're going to get at least a little bit of Boba Fett, and that it would mean that he's probably killing somebody.
Yeah, well, right. And this has been Meg's misunderstanding too. Meg has been losing points because she thought that this was actually about Boba Fett, right? When she,
Oh,
she
speaking of something we didn't talk about actually, so the Pikes blew up the the little bar there, the little
yes,
pleasure house, as it were.
okay,
You know, the helmet polishing room. I don't know
yeah, right, right,
if that isn't a euphemism for something, I don't know what is.
right, right.
Would you like your helmet polished?
So anyway, go on.
um, but yeah, so I mean, we have this happen, and we didn't even really cover the consequences of what this means and what is getting undermined and what this is leading up to. And it's very interesting that this is what they led on really with this. So I mean, it's clearly undermining Boba Fett. They clearly have instigated the war against Boba Fett. They have moved
Oh
firm.
sure. Yeah, not only that, but Cad Bane, my absolute favorite gunslinger in the Star Wars universe, Cad Bane, followed very closely now by his by Cobb Vanth. Cobb Vanth, look, Timothy Oliphant brought it. I love episodes where he's in. Cobb Vanth, he has given that character a fantastic portrayal and quickly made him a very, very popular character. And Cobb Vanth was fantastic in this episode. Timothy Oliphant did a fantastic job, but they were kind of neutral, weren't they? The people of Freetown, they were kind of neutral until along comes Cad Bane, and I absolutely love Cad Bane, and Cad Bane goes and pushes them over to one side. It's the classic mistake. You went ahead and picked a fight with somebody that you shouldn't have picked a fight with, and now they're on the other team, and that's exactly what's happening, right? So Cobb Vanth is definitely still alive, and the people of Freetown are definitely joining on Boba's side, right?
Yeah.
But yeah, and the same thing when you blow up the cantina, the bar, the place where people go to chill and relax, then you're not going to be you're not going to make yourself popular. It's just not a good way to gain popularity. And so, Meg, she's being salty in the chat, cracking me up. That's very funny. This next week, I would say that the chances are very high. They're very high. Is like what K2SO would say. Chances. Well, the chances are high. Oh, they're very high. Boba Fett and Finnick kill someone next episode. That's happening.
Yeah.
That's happening.
If it doesn't happen, I'm gonna be like, what the heck happened?
Exactly. And I think also, he was shot. Look, the deputy is dead. The deputy
He was
is
shot like 5 times.
he's dead. But people talk about nobody in Star Wars dies. The deputy is dead. Like he's
Nobody knows this time. Well, we saw Jedi die too, right there. I mean, it's like,
But Cobb Vanth is definitely living. And look, Finnick Shan survived a shot to the gut. If she survived a shot to the gut, then Cobb Vanth is surviving a shot to the shoulder. X-wing.
For you.
Yeah, go ahead.
So why is it that when we see the Jedi face like, I don't know, 1,000 droids are able to deflect all the blaster bolts, right?
Right.
Facing, but if they face 5 clones, like 3 of them die.
Right? Well, because it serves the story. That's why. Right. And Jason Ward's got it right. You're supposed to shoot the sheriff, but you're not supposed to kill the deputy.
That's right.
Well, Cad Bane got it backwards. Right? The song goes, I shot the sheriff.
I shot the sheriff.
Right. But he did not. But right. Cad Bane got the story wrong. Right. He got the song all wrong. He got the words all mixed up, and he didn't. Oh my goodness. So yeah, and Meg's complaining. Well, but we need a main character to die. The deputy was cannon fodder from the get-go.
Luke dies in this episode?
Right. Well, look,
the next episode.
The deputy was set up to be. Mike Porter lives in Cobb County. Long live Cobb Vanth. Yes, Mike Porter. So. Look, the deputy was set up to be an idiot, and then the idiot got killed. I mean, that's so you don't feel that.
I mean, as soon as I saw that, I was like, this guy's a red shirt.
Yeah. I saw that during our chat. They're like, "Oh, he's totally a red shirt," because as soon as Din lands the ship, he's like, "Oh, you can't park that here."
We're crossing our metaphors here.
It goes back to those westerns where they would they bring their horses in and they'd tie them up and you can't leave your horse tied up here. You got to go put it in the stables and back, right? It kind of follows that, and the deputy shows up and says, "You can't park your speeder there. You park your ship there." And then Cobb Vanth has to come in and say, "Calm down. Just
it would have been funny.
Go away."
You know what actually would have been funny?
What?
If he shocked him and knocked the Mando out, and the next time we see him is Cobb Vanth in the jail, then it'd have been a tie back to the Last Jedi.
I thought you were going to go.
I hate the Last Jedi. That would have been funny.
I would love to see a tie-in to Blazing Saddles. How about that?
Oh, that would be hilarious. What are we going to do? The Mando points the gun at himself. Just don't do it. I'll shoot him.
I'll shoot him. I promise. I'll do it. Oh my goodness. So good. Oh my goodness, Meg, you're killing me. My question is: so Boba Fett kills somebody, Finnick kills somebody. How many people does the Rancor kill? I put it on my Discord. Over under 5. Rancor kills over.
Yes, for everything in this one.
Pretty much.
I think everything's just going to be yes. Everybody's going to come in this one.
I know you do, Meg. Meg loves to tease. She loves to get me embarrassed, and so she's in the chat. She's just stirring up the pot, and God bless her. She's fantastic because she really does help this channel out tremendously, and she doesn't have to. She does it because she's my friend, and I love her dearly as a good friend. So thank you for that, Meg. But so I put on my Discord. Boba's going to ride the Rancor. We know that's coming, right? I'm pretty sure. And the Rancor, how many pikes does the Rancor kill? Over, under 5. What do you take?
Over.
Right. I think that's a pretty good guess. I think it's a pretty good guess. So let me ask those of you in the chat right now. What do you say? Over or under 5? The Rancor kills pikes. I would go into YouTube and put a poll in there for you guys, but then it causes a problem with Melon, and we won't do that. So just put in the chat over or under 5 that the Rancor kills when Boba rides it into town. Question 3, we see a flashback scene. We that's happening, right?
Yeah, we're gonna get a flashback scene.
I said no one week, and I got it wrong.
Every episode. Every episode.
Every episode, right? We see the Slave One, the fire spray gunship. Do you think we'll see it?
Oh yeah.
The only thing that makes me wonder is because he's going to ride that Rancor into town, and will he fly the Slave One? I'm not sure. Not sure.
I didn't say we would fly it. You asked if we're going to see it.
See it? Yeah, we've seen it in every episode too, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's in the hangar, so I mean, it's like.
Right. So Boba rides a Rancor. Yeah, that's happening, right? Bosk cameo. So there's a series of folks that have been rumored all season long that we're going to get cameos. Now, this counts for either the episode itself or the post-credit scene that we all believe will happen, right? You think there's going to be a post-credit scene?
I think so. Yeah, I think there'll be a post-credit scene at the end of this. So I think the answer to this whole thing is yes, and I'm going to give you the reason why. I think every one of these is going to be yes.
I think you might be right. And let me go. Let me show. I should do this. Hold on one second here. Responses. We'll look at the responses because we've gotten a number of them in already. Here, hold on. It's just clocking. There we go. Hit the responses, and you can see 100% say, "Yep, Boba's killing somebody." 100% Fennec killing somebody. 100% flashback scene. 93% say, "Yeah, we're seeing the Slave One." 100% he's riding a Rancor. Right? So go ahead. Sorry, I interrupted.
No, I'm just saying that you should just go in if you haven't already done it, just say yes all the way across, and here's why. All right, the first 30 minutes are going to be getting more, because if there's anything they're going to do is they're going to try to counter. Everybody's trying to counter the pikes, and it'll be the huts that want to capitalize on a complete destruction of all sides. And that's what they're hoping. So the huts were coming back. Don't think the huts are gone. And but so they're trying to set themselves up for that condition. So my belief is that everybody's going to end up getting involved. I think you're right in your thought of the Battle of the Five Armies, or at the very end of the Return of the King, where everybody comes rolling in, and so I think that's what's going to set up. And I just think that the pike blowing up that one section is going to set some things rolling that we can't foresee, and I just think that there's some, you don't know who they killed. Let's just put it that way.
Right.
And so I think Luke is going to be in this, because I don't think it's going to be as obvious, or to just where this shows up like Paper Moon, but I think he's got to come back, and I think it's obviously showed that Grogu's going to choose Mando over being a Jedi, so he's not Luke's first student. So that is shown, that we're not contradicting that canon. And
Yep.
then and so I think this is all the things they're setting up. I do think Luke's going to be a part of the fight. I don't know about Ahsoka. I wouldn't be surprised if I did see her rolling in at the last minute, just chopping people up. So anyway, I mean, I just think that you could, if you were to go down and write yes on just about everything, you might miss one or two in this.
Right. I think the low score this week might be like 17. Like it's going to be. There's so many of these are going to be yes. I think you're absolutely right. Like there's a lot of these are just going to be yes. You could go straight down. Like if you're taking a quiz at school and you didn't study for it, You just answer, A. You hope that you pass.
Yeah, I think at the minimum you're going to get 15 out of 20. If you do
Right.
yes out of all the 15 out of 20 would be the minimum.
I think you're right. I think you're right. So the boss cameo, the Han Solo cameo, the Kira cameo. Look at that. 94% think Kira's going to be in it, and I think she's going to be in a post-credit scene myself. But yeah, absolutely. Crimson Dawn is mentioned. You
So
see that?
Kira's in it, Crimson Dawn will be in it.
Takadana. This came because
Wow.
Star Wars Only brought it up, the seeing Maz's castle, and then he doubled down on it just within the last week. So I put it on the predictions, but I think Star Wars Only is going to be wrong, and I don't think we're going to see Takadana. So that's
Oh
me.
yeah, I didn't see that one. That's a new one.
Yeah, yeah. We got new questions on here because
Well, that's a
of
one no for me.
the setup. Yeah, I'm going with no on that, unless it's in the post-credit scene. That could happen, but I'm still going no. Luke and Grogu go to Din, and I think and it ties with the next question, right? That Grogu is going to pick Mando,
Yeah.
and one thing that came up, I was listening to the Mando fan show, and one of the things that came up in that was, look, Grogu's going to live hundreds more years, and even Luke says something to that effect, right? Look, he could pick to go with Mando, and once Mando dies, then he could go back to be a Jedi, and he could find Rey and continue his Jedi journey with Rey post Rise of Skywalker. I mean, there's nothing saying that couldn't happen.
Right.
His
Where's
life is
Ahsoka?
long enough. His connection to
I don't know
Din
if
is,
Ahsoka's dead.
yeah. Well, we don't know that she's dead, but I would say that his connection to Din, he could go live the rest of Din's life with him, and then go back, and because it's going to all happen within his lifespan in a short period of time. So,
Maybe he becomes Dark Grogu.
well, a lot of people think that as well. But and Trucker Mark says, I think Cobb Vanth gets a new robotic arm. Oh, that would be really good.
Oh yeah, that would make sense too with all the cyber people.
Yes, right, and they're right there on the planet, and I do think, as we mentioned with Paper Moon and with Ben being Luke's first student, that they've telegraphed it, and this again goes to so far in this series they've telegraphed what they're going to do, and then they follow through. They don't take a turn on it, and so I absolutely think that that's where we're going, right?
Yeah, like that Cad Bane and Boba Fett face off. Yes.
Yes, right,
And
right.
Cad Bane kills Boba Fett.
Uh-oh, I locked up. Can you hear me?
I can hear you. I just can't see you.
Okay, okay. It's locked up. If you guys lose me, it's because this happened. But right, Cad Bane and Boba Fett face off. They've been setting that up, and
Uh-oh. Now I can't hear you. Well, guys, I don't know if you can hear me, so I'm gonna talk for just a minute. I don't know if Sam will be able to fix it, but so I can't scroll down on his on all of his choices, but I think that there are a few things that are not all yes now that I've seen that it's changed because I haven't seen that before. Uh-oh, I'm here by myself. I'm the only one on. Hey guys, can you still hear me? Um, I don't know, but anyway, since I can't see y'all, so I'm not accessing this. Give me just a second. Silence is bad. Sorry. See if we're still going. I don't know what's going on. Yep, I'm still on here. So, guys, I'm the only one talking. I wasn't expecting this. So I'm ill prepared for this kind of conversation. So the new version of Santa. Is that me? Am I the new version of Santa? Oh, sing for us. What song do you want? Tell me what song you want. What song? Would train Grogu. I don't know. Yeah, is he? Oh, hey, he's back.
I'm back. I'm back. My computer crashed hard. It went all the way down. And then it restarted, and then I had to restart again. So I'm back. So I'm sorry, what did I miss?
They wanted me to sing. I just didn't know what song they wanted me to sing.
Oh my goodness.
I stayed on. Amazingly enough, even though your computer went down, I stayed on, and the stream kept going.
Very good. Very good. Well, I'm glad it picked back up. So we were in the predictions. Remind me where we were because I'm
We're going to have to go in there and edit that out.
Yeah.
I didn't know if I was still on. I kind of went silent for a while.
Oh, okay. Well, let me bring back up the predictions, and we'll get back into the stream. Sheev says, at least Melon didn't end your stream like Streamlabs does. Right. Now, Sheev has had this issue before where he ends up with like 3 or 4 streams because Streamlabs keeps killing him. So there's that. Okay, so let's bring back up the predictions if I can get it back to where we were, and then we can pick back up where we left off.
I think we're on 13.
Okay. Sorry about that, everybody. Sorry. Here we go. Will Morgan, Santa's elves have joined the Battle of 5 Armies. There you go. Oh my goodness. All right, so we'll come back into here, and we were going through the questions, and we had made it down into Crimson Dawn. And 12, 13. Cad Bane and Boba Fett face off. Absolutely. And again, you see 100% are saying, yeah, that's happening. And I believe it. Now, the question is, and I need to know this because we've got this bet with Sheev the Wise. Sheev the Wise, if Cad Bane kills Boba Fett, then I win. But if Boba Fett kills Cad Bane, or if anybody else other than Boba Fett kills Cad Bane, then I win. But if Boba Fett beats Cad Bane, kills him, right? It has to be a confirmed kill directly from Boba Fett. Then I have to put Vader's lair back here in the background for an entire week of my live streams. So I need to watch. If we end up with... So
hold on, let me get this straight. So you said, if Boba Fett kills Cad Bane, he kills him.
Right.
Then you have to put the lair. If anybody else kills Cad Bane, then he has to put Santa's being there. Is that correct?
That's right. And if Cad Bane dies because Fennec kills him, or because Din Djarin kills him, then Sheev loses.
Right,
but
so let me ask you a question: what if Din Djarin shoots Cad Bane, Fennec shoots Cad Bane, Cobb Vanth shoots Cad Bane, but Boba Fett's the one that does the kill shot by walking up and shooting him in the head?
Well, then, if Cad Bane gets killed by anybody other than, right, if he's wounded by Boba Fett and dies of that wound, then that's a kill for Boba Fett. But if he gets a headshot from, say, Fennec, who finishes him off, then Fennec gets the kill.
I'm kind of pissed off if that happens. I actually want to see a badass Boba Fett. So I feel like I've been robbed a little bit in this series. And I want to see an all-out, I've had enough of you, Boba Fett. Who's with me?
I think a lot of people are with you, but then I would lose my bet. I need Cad Bane. I need I'm okay with that. Well, I've got skin in the game. I got to make sure. I think Cad Bane may leave wounded, but not die. That's what I think.
I mean, that's okay too, but I still want to see. I still want to see a badass Boba Fett. What I
Well,
don't want to see is what I don't want to see is Fennec Shan or Din Djarin or Cobb Vanth rob Boba Fett of his kill. That's what I don't want to see.
Nelson. Hey, Matt was my uncle's name, Nelson. They would have killed. They would have Fennec killed Cad since she killed the Sarlacc. She's explaining things to him, right? She's Fennec explaining to Boba.
Explaining. Yeah, she kills him because Boba. This is one person you can't rule with respect.
Yeah. And so we'll have to see.
I'd actually be really pissed off if that happened.
I think you would not be alone. I think a lot of people would be upset about that. But we'll see what happens. Yeah, if he dies. So this is the other half of the bet: is if Cad Bane dies by any other means other than Boba Fett, then Sheev the Wise has to be in Santa's winter cabin for an entire week on his show. And then Meg...
What happens if Boba doesn't kill him with a shot, but because Cad Bane is such an old gunslinger, he dies of a heart attack?
Well, then a heart attack is not but dying from Boba Fett.
Like, you almost killed me.
And you know what? I think Sheev the Wise had a heart attack when Cad Bane fell off of the railing in the Bad Batch. He was like, "Oh no, I've already lost the bet." But fortunately, he's got those jets on his boots. Yeah, and so he was okay.
He's got the Mercury boots.
Right. And I agree with Green Bear. I don't think Cad Bane's going to die. I think he's going to go on.
They're going to keep this alive. I actually do think this was intended to be the third season of The Mandalorian. It's The Mandalorian, the Book of Boba Fett.
I think at the end when we see now Darth Chaos, you might be right. The Rancor could kill Cad Bane while Boba is riding it. I would still give that kill to Boba, but
Even if he eats him?
Yeah. If the Rancor picks up Cad Bane and just does a Jurassic Park with him, right, and just chomps him in half, tosses the feet.
Wouldn't that not be funny though? Like if Boba's riding the Rancor, right, and he picks up Cad Bane and Boba's in the middle of giving him his what for, you faced me all these times, I told you I'd get you. And then right in the middle, before he even finishes the sentence, Cad Bane can't even respond. The Rancor just shoves him in his mouth and eats him. You're like, well, that didn't go the way I wanted to at all.
That was anticlimactic. Well, I mean, it could happen. But I do think
that would be the one way I'd be okay with not having a dramatic end. That would be your what's I'm trying to think of something expectations. Help me out here.
Well, I think
expectations.
Subverting. There you go. And Dawn, Black Chrysanthemum rips off Boba's or Cad Bane's arms, right?
And then he gets eaten.
And stealing the kill from Cad Bane. If that happens, I'm totally going on one of I will be trolling Sheev hard. I'll be trolling him hard.
Yeah, through the course of the battle, we watch Cad Bane slowly get dismembered. Somebody rips his arm off.
It could be funny. So I do think they're going to face off, and I think that I hope anyway that Cad Bane. I hope that Cad Bane makes his way off just injured. We'll see. Tuskens joined to fight the Pikes. I think that's the Lord of the Rings kind of thing. That is totally happening. They used half of this show to set it up. And if
They're gonna
if
come
Tusk,
riding off the cliff on their banthas down into the valley.
well, I slowly into battle.
Well, it would be moved slowly until they go off the cliff and then just fall.
It's it'd be like the Last Jedi all over again. Slow chase scene, right? The slow chase scene everybody complains about. You get Banthas, we're coming. You just wait. I'll be there. All right. Yeah. Oh, that would be great. That'd be. I want to see a Tuscan chase scene riding Banthas and charge. Yeah, we're coming. So if the Tuscans
Who would
don't
win in a race, a turtle or a bantha?
we should set it up. Well, I don't know. If the Tuscans don't join the fight, I'll be upset. All right. I think I'd be upset. People in Freetown joined to fight the Pikes. 100% of people. Yep, that's happening. That's happening. And then someone in Boba's core crew suffers a fatality. Now, this is what Meg has been hoping for. She wants to see somebody important die. So will we see somebody important die? Like somebody, not just some cannon fodder, not just some Tuscan, but somebody important. Not just
the only person we haven't seen dead in that group of Tuscans was the Tuscan that trained him. I did not see her body. So
right.
The answer to that is yes, and that'll be the core crew.
Oh, you think the lady will die? Oh, it could happen.
Yes,
it absolutely could happen.
See her come back. She's going to one that's going to be leading the group of Tuscans. And I think that's the one we'll see die.
Black Chrysanthemum, he's not dying, right?
No, Fennec's not dying.
Fennec's not dying. Yeah, Boba, no.
It's going to be someone that Boba cares about, and that meets all those criteria.
Cobb Vanth, as Jedi Mike put, Cobb Vanth. Does he die?
Possibly.
Possibly.
But
that would
have, if they were going to kill him, they would have killed him in the last episode, and I don't think they want to do that. So they're not going to now bring him back just to kill him.
And Sheev says that the Lady Tuscan's dead. The gaffy stick was burned along. Her gaffy stick was burned along with the kids.
I didn't see her gaffy stick. I didn't see her body. So
yeah.
Maybe her gaffy stick was, but I definitely didn't see her body.
Right, I didn't either, and I would be surprised.
The body. They specifically showed the chieftain. So.
Right. Would one of the mod squad die?
Yeah, they clearly could die.
Yeah, if it's one of the two leads, that would count. But if it's just some random mod squad, like the guy that crashed into the cart and fell on the ground, he doesn't count, right? Yeah.
Well, he had a lot of film time. He had this 15 seconds of fame.
Yeah. So the question is, will somebody die? Look, 82% are saying yeah. I think maybe no. Hey, Meg's got to go. Thanks for being here, Meg. It's been a ton of fun. Grief Karga or Migs are in the show. Most people say no.
No.
Trucker Mark.
I really like his character.
I don't think that's the case, Mark. Trucker Mark. I don't think the armor is Omega.
No. I agree.
Yeah,
I think we're going to see her. I think we're going to. Obviously, we're not going to see her in Boba Fett, but I do think we'll see her in future Mandalorian. I think Boba's going to end up being in the Mandalorian as well in the next.
I think Rook Cast is the best person to be the armor if she's.
I think you're right on that. I think that is who she is. I think she's learned that she's much more jaded than she was in the past.
Yeah. David, his Go-Go Gadget legs did not save it. Go-Go Gadget. That's a good reference.
Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't say bye to Meg.
Yeah, she had to go. But the armor is definitely a Maul follower. That's true. It could be Rook Cast, or she's just the armor, right? She doesn't have to be Rook Cast. She could just be her, right? She could be an all distinct, brand new character. So that's possible as well. Uh, all the cool stuff, armors. Teacher I once had. Oh my goodness. So Grief Karga, Mayfield. I don't know about that. Mace Windu. Now Mace Windu is Meg's favorite.
You know what? Mace Windu could be in the flashback.
There you go. There you go. I think that absolutely could be the case. We saw that Luke unlocked part of the Order 66 memory from Grogu, but we didn't see who saved Grogu. And we could end up with a flashback of Mace Windu and see Mace Windu actually save Grogu. That's absolutely in the cards. Now, what do you think of the emblem that people picked up on the wall? Have you seen that?
I missed the emblem.
Yeah, I missed it too. But people kind of broke it down frame by frame, and they see that emblem on the side that belongs to. Oh shoot! I just lost her name. I had it a second ago. Somebody put it in chat for us before I remember.
It's from the armor.
I tell you, David is he's a troublemaker. He's hilarious though. Barris, that's it. Barris's emblem was on there, like her room was on the side there. So people were wondering, might we see Barris? Possible. I think Mace could show up in a flashback.
I really want to see Barris come back because I mean Barris is a complicated character. I really like her, and she has the potential to be a really good villain in the future. You know, somebody that is, you know, morally troubled but kind of wants to do. It's almost like a Thanos character in the sense that meaning that what she thinks she's doing is right. And,
right.
And I like that kind of character. So I mean, that's I'd like to see Barris Oakley come back. We never seen her die.
There's rumors that she'll be in the Ahsoka series, but will she show in here? That's really the question. I don't know. They could have dropped that image in there just as a hint, like, you know, hey, she's going to show up. Was she in Rebels? Barris? Yeah. Well, what's her name was in it? Her mentor, but she was quite dead.
Yeah.
But Barris could show up. Mace in a flashback scene could absolutely show up. And then the question 19 is a post-credit scene reveals a new series.
Good chance. Rangers of the Republic could be revealed.
Oh well, it could also be Boba season 2. You could end up with, you know, a big bad revealed like Kira. And you could end up with
a post. There's enough rumors that Kira's getting her own live series that I think we'll see her.
Yep. I think the post-credit scene could absolutely do that. So I do think there is going to be a post-credit scene, and I do think it's going to reveal a new series. Now, maybe it's a known series, but a new, like, hey, we're going to get Boba Fett season 2. That would count. A Kira Crimson Dawn or Syndicate, whatever.
They revealed the Crimson Dawn coming. Would that count as a?
Yep, that would count.
About the Crimson Dawn.
Yep. And so you guess.
Say it. It's just the reveal is that they show Kira and then Crimson Dawn comes on the back. Oh, so met the yes.
Meg said that symbol is not exclusive to Barris, so it doesn't necessarily have to be here. So the last question on the predictions is, you guess something that's going to happen. I put in here, Luke fights someone with his lightsaber.
Yeah, I think that would be mine too.
That's my answer that I revealed. I haven't shown anybody else's. I don't want to give away everybody's fill in the blank, but this is an example of what you can put in for a fill in the blank.
Yeah, I think Luke returns as part of the fight. I think he's going to be part of the. Oh wow, Luke kills a cat thing.
Maybe, but I think
it'll be an anticlimactic one too. We'll be like, don't.
I think if we follow the Lord of the Rings example, you don't see the wizard come in until the end, right? You don't see him come in riding in on the white horse until the very end, and we could end up with that kind of thing because Grogu has chosen he wants to go back to Din, and so Luke is bringing Grogu to Din, and that's where we see that show up. So, I saw a couple other questions, and I want to address that. The planet, the Sheev the Wise. I have to put Boba kills Cad. You would think that you would. At least that's what you got to hope for.
You have to put that.
But you could say anything like this. No. The question has been, what planet were Luke and Grogu on that Din went to visit? What planet was that?
The mountains look like Lothal to me.
I've seen, Lothal's the new one. I've seen two leading ones. The Star Wars Theory thinks that it is the forest moon of Endor because he thinks that he could hear like Ewoks in behind the audio track. I don't know. The other I've seen is that it is oh shoot, the planet. I got to look at my chat with Mike Porter because Mike Porter was asking me about it the other night, and I had to put it in there. Yavin 4. Yeah, some people are thinking it's Yavin 4, and some people say
his school was before, right? And that would align with Legends.
Yeah, and a lot of people are thinking, well, no, it's not Yavin 4. It doesn't look like Yavin 4. And then
the shapes of the mountains look a lot like Lothal to me.
It could be.
And so even though the fauna, or I should say the flora, did not.
Well, and some people are wondering if it's the planet. Shanks says, could it be Dantooine? It's remote. Folks have said something about the school that Ben Solo destroyed, right? We don't know what planet Luke's Jedi Academy was on. That's never been revealed. And that it could be that planet, and so it's an unknown planet. It's none of the above.
Well, it could be Dantooine.
It could be Dantooine. It could be Yavin 4. It could be but we don't know what that planet is.
Right.
It could be Dantooine. It could be Yavin 4. It could be the forest moon of Endor.
If they put it on Dantooine, and then it's something mentioned in the original trilogy, and this would kind of let it flesh it out. I wouldn't be opposed to something like that occurring. I mean, I think that would be a kind of a cool thing. But again, those mountains did look a lot like, like the same kind of mountains on other than, like I said, the flora that look very similar in shape to those that are on Lothal.
And Will says, isn't the stone structure the one from like Last Jedi? It's the similar design, right? That kind of hut looking thing. So it was being built by Luke's direction. It means that he's been to other Jedi temples and seen that, and perhaps he was on. He did go there. I don't know, but it's all possible. So we don't know. The answer is we don't know what that planet was. I saw that.
Interesting.
What's that?
Din Djarin could understand R2.
That was interesting. Well, at least he was getting the gist of it, right? And kind of reading body language and stuff, right?
I wonder if inside his helmet he has like a translator.
Could be. That'd be handy. Jedi Mike says, where did Leia train with Luke in Rise of Skywalker? I don't know. Those are all good questions. We don't really have answers to at this point. Has to be the same temple from the sequel trilogy. I don't think so.
It has to be, but I think it likely is.
Well, I mean that he's building it off of, but that it didn't look like a water planet like Octo, right?
No, but he fled to Octo, so Octo wasn't where he was trained.
I see. From Rise of Skywalker, same temple from Rise of Skywalker. Is that what? Yeah.
Well,
I
I mean,
gotta.
same temple that was burning in
Oh,
Force Awakens and all that too. So.
yeah, yeah.
The trombone's coming out, huh?
The trombone is right here. I do it just because David's in the chat. I'm not gonna play it. I just want him to know that it's here, and I could play it if I wanted to. But David, you know what? I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna. I'm not gonna.
Definitely like that, you know.
So yeah. What else? What else is left to discuss about the episode? Your predictions, all of that.
No, I think that covers it. I think we got that with that one. I mean, I just had a few questions. I mean, like in thought process, do we, is Luke going to fight? Do we see Ahsoka? I think definitely Luke is going to be there. My question was Ahsoka, because that was a mystery that's out there. We don't know where she went, what's going on, what her thought process is. I like the idea that Barriss Ophi, and I think those two being dropped together is definitely something that is necessary, and I like that idea. And so I think if what we see, I personally think we've had the setup for what we're going to see at the end. And so if I had to guess what show will be set up in the end, it'll be the Ahsoka series and it'll be something to do with Barriss Ophi.
Oh, very good. I think that very well could be the case. I think that at the end of the battle, Boba's team's going to be successful. They're going to win. And
Boba's going to die. This is the end. Din Djarin.
They're all dead.
The next Mandalorian series is only about Bo-Katan.
and
she
Grogu
finds the Darksaber again because Din Djarin's already dead.
Yeah, I think it'll end with at the battle, Boba being successful, having suffered many losses. It'll be a tough one, similar to Lord of the Rings kind of thing, and we will get a post-credit scene, and it could be in a cantina where you see, or another planet, another cutscene entirely, where perhaps you see Han Solo and Ben Solo. Perhaps you see Kira, and I mostly think that we're going to see Kira, and she's going to be like, okay, I got to clean up this mess that the Pikes left, and that'll be the drop. That'll be the drop, and then it'll say something like, whatever show coming 2023,
right?
Something
so you
like
think
that.
It more likely our end credit scene is setting up a Kira Crimson Dawn? I think it's really possible. I'm not saying that it isn't, and that would be a complete surprise. So the question is, are they going to feed us? So I guess the question would be, do they feed us the surprises, which is what you think, versus feeding us some information on the show that we already know is coming?
Right. I think it'll be a new show that we don't know about.
Right. But that doesn't seem to be their MO so far.
Well, a Book of Boba Fett was.
No, I'm just saying it's inside this show. Every time they show us something, they show us something in the course of it that always leads to the next thing. Now, I mean, I'm just saying so far that there's really not been any subversion of expectations.
Jedi Mike makes a good point. Like, we've got a Star Wars Celebration coming up in Anaheim. Maybe they save it for that. I don't know. There is a good conspiracy theory with Max Rebo. He did survive he has survived several bombings before, right? He survived the whole thing.
Head of the Crimson Dawn. He's the head of the Crimson Dawn.
Dawn, but no, Dawn. He could be a spy, an infiltrator, right? Yeah. Who better to get as an infiltrator than somebody who's in a band? Yeah. It could happen. It could happen. The Rebo's is a plant. Very good. Well,
we've gone an hour and a half, my friend. This is a marathon show.
We have got to go. We've got to go. We did have that break in the middle, so it kind of put us off the pace. But thank you again.
I was silent for a good portion of it, but I was still on.
Well, thank you for sticking with us and staying in here, you guys. Thank you all in the chat for being here. Again, if you would please consider liking the stream, sharing it. Let other folks know we're out here. As we said at the very beginning, Hello Greedo ran across the channel recently, and other people are becoming aware because of what you all do. And we're so thankful for that. And consider, if you're watching this later, leave a comment. All of the interactions are the things that really help the channel out. And so like it, leave so David, he's not going to let it go. He's not going to let it go. He wants to be. He's chanting. I have to play it. Play it. Oh, we have to do the Mike Porter dad joke of the day. How about I play it after the Mike Porter dad joke of the day? You ready? So here we go. Why was Luke a little unsure about his Jedi Academy?
I don't know, Santa. Why?
Oh, he tried to temple his expectations. Oh, right? And that's where we go.
Now you can log off. Log off.
There you go. I wasn't warmed up, but there you have it. He tried to temple his expectations. There you go, David. I played it for you. You guys, thank you for being here. We look forward to seeing you next time. And a Magic Maker, any last parting words?
May the force be with you. And don't Jedi at home.
Merry Christmas, everybody. Bye-bye.